Hey everybody, welcome to the Round 9 Player Ratings video. If you are new around here and you've never seen a video on the Blue Abroad channel, first of all, welcome. It's really cool to have so many new subscribers to the channel. It's also cool to see a few more women. I've seen the percentages of women increase as well. So ladies, welcome to the channel. Having said that, I can see that 41% of you that watch the videos on this channel are not subscribed. So if that's you, hit that subscribe button and get amongst it. What I like to do in these videos is really just start the conversation about the players that took the field on each game. I give them a rating out of 10 pursuant to their role on the day, their standing in the side, their experience. I try and give it some context, and you guys finish the conversation in the comments below. So this isn't about being right or wrong, it's just about that discussion. And if you feel like one of these ratings needs to be higher or lower, you just make the case for it in the comments below. I do have a table and a spreadsheet for every round, and I will adjust those ratings according to your feedback. And once we have that discussion, we fix the player ratings there. And then at the end of the year, we crown a champion. So welcome again. If you are returning and you come every week for the player ratings, and you have done that for the entirety of this channel, welcome back. It's great to have you, and I look forward to seeing what we thought about this game. And I'm trying something a little different. I'm trying to put the player ratings video out a little after the review. It seems to be working so far, just in terms of staying on top of the emotions, just to see what it looks like and what you guys think. But let me know what you think. Would you prefer to just get the review and player ratings done in one day, in one hit, as we used to, or do you like the fact that we space it out a little bit? I think for this week in particular, it's good that we're spacing it out, because it was disappointing. And sleep and time heals everything. It's amazing, and I am still pretty disappointed with the result and where we're at as a club and as a team. But we've got to move on, and I think this will help with just to help us all understand what a little bit of time and context does to our emotions. But look, let's begin. We'll start with the way that the team was named: Nick Newman, Liam Jones, and Plowman. Newman, it was so good to see him play again, and I don't think it can be stated enough. I don't even think it has been stated enough how impressive it was for him to come back and play in this team and play the way he did. He just looked like he never left. I mean, there were some instances where he was a little, off his man and he was out of position, but it didn't look like a guy that had missed too much footy. He had the 20 touches. He's done a mountain of work to get back. Look, they all do a mountain of work to get back. You've got to give them all credit. They all work extremely hard, but the adversity that he's had to go through, just to get back and playing again was really impressive. And I'm just happy for him. I gave him a 7 on the day. I thought it was pretty solid. And I said it in my review, I can't really put my finger on it, but there was something about having him in the side that just made it look a little better. We'll speak about Liam Stocker later, and, the ability to also allow Doc to play up the ground. I think this is something that will help us a lot this year, immediately, and then moving forward as well. And I hope that we continue with it. So I gave him a 7. That's how I felt his game was played, and we'll see what you think. Jonesy, I just didn't think Jonesy was at his best. I really like to judge him according to his own standards, and a lot of these players every week who do get the low scores are usually judged on what I know they're capable of, because we've seen it for so long. I didn't feel like he was anywhere at his best. I thought he made some crucial mistakes at crucial times, even just positioning, and he ended up going to full forward. Now, was that the coaches losing faith in him, and sort of was that like a subliminal message that he wasn't doing his job and he had to be moved? I don't know. I just personally didn't think he did his job. So I gave him a 3 for his game. Same with Plowman. I didn't think he got his job done on the day. I might be being a bit harsh on him, but there was just, I think the way that it summed up his day, and a lot of the defenders as well, was the Alex Neil-Bullen goal. Plowman was he gave up the lead and the mark to Alex Neil-Bullen. Alex Neil-Bullen literally just turns around and runs on, and it was just a moment of a lack of focus from Plowman, and that's all it was. It's not that he's not a good player, it's just a lack of focus, and it just really set the tone for what I felt like his day was. So I also gave him a 3. Next up is Sard, Wiedering, and Williams. Sardi, I thought he was okay. I thought he got his job done. I thought he just got his job done. I gave him a 5 for his game. It's his first game back after Ramadan. Obviously, want to congratulate him on that, and that's a fascinating feat in itself to be able to have withstood that. And I'm sure the mental challenges that come with that are in a way beneficial, because he's doing something a little harder than everyone else. So given that, and given he was back, his energy levels might have been a little different. They'll definitely improved. He ran a little bit more. I gave him a 5 for his game. I thought defensively he leaked a little bit, which is where I feel like he's let himself down. But offensively he's given us enough, so he got the pass mark for me. Wiedering, again, he's a perfect example of he's got such high expectations of himself because he's such a good player. I just didn't think he met them. I gave him a 4 for his game. I thought he let McDonald off a little bit at times and got caught out. It's not really like him. And I just think he can play a lot better than that. And I gave him a 4 for that reason. Zach Williams, I gave him a 4, but I do want to give some context around it. I understand the rhetoric. I'm definitely one that talks about the contract and, how can we not talk about it? Of course we have to talk about it because it's a marquee player. And I've given him a 4 because he's a marquee player in my eyes, based on how he's, at the club. I think this is the way to go with him. I think start him on the halfback flank and allow him to play patches in the middle as opposed to the other way around, starting in the middle and going there. And I love the look of Doherty up the ground more than what I liked Zach Williams up the ground for now. Personally, that's just how I personally saw it. I thought the kicking that we have come to see from him at GWS was on display. He was able to pinpoint targets, the 20-metre inboard kick. He was able to weight some kicks perfectly. And I might be a little harsh on him by giving him a 4. Maybe it's just a 5, but I'll let you discuss that in the comments. I just have expectations on him, and I haven't seen him play a marquee player game. I think that, having said that, that was probably the best game he's played for us. I think his work rate needs to improve. I think his fitness needs to improve. And that's just a personal opinion. You want to give these players respect and treat them as human beings, as what they are. I'm only judging on performance as a fan to the football team. And for that reason, I gave him a 4. So we'll chat about that in the comments if you'd like. Next up is Cottrell, Cripper and Doc. Cottrell, another one who I just thought just got his job done. I gave him a 5. He had the 15 touches. So, you watch him when you're at the ground. He runs all day. You can never question his effort and his intensity, as a runner. Would love for him to start creeping up to that 17, 18, 19 possession type game. But I think he's coming along nicely. I think he's one who I can be a little bit more patient with because I see the application. I see him, finding a minimum standard every week. If he dips below 10 touches, I think that's when I start getting worried because as a guy on the wing, you've got to win the ball. You have to be winning the ball for us and you've got to be an option for us. So I gave him a 5. Cripps, I gave him an 8. Now, I understand there were some instances where he held the ball a little too long and he hurt us a little bit, but it's the 10 tackles for me, and that's really where it starts. And we had 77 tackles for the game. It was a season high, and it was no coincidence, in my opinion, that it comes on a day where Patrick Cripps leads the way with 10 tackles. He sets the tone. Yes, we lost the game. I'm not excusing the loss. I'm not accepting the loss. And I know that the captains need to take some responsibility, but I actually thought the captains did a pretty good job and did their job. So for Cripper, I want to give him some credit. We've been harsh on him all season. I've been harsh on him all season, and I didn't think it was a game to be harsh on him. So I gave him an 8 for his game. Doc, I thought he was our best player on the day. I loved his game, the captain's game, the meters game, the intensity at the ball, at the man. It was all there, the tackling. I think he pinned Petrarca a couple of times, just crucial moments. And I gave him a 9. I loved his game. I'm happy for him. And it's funny, if you look at his season averages for this year, I feel like if he wasn't the captain of the football club, we'd be talking about his season in a different light. And I think that's a learning for me, and this is something I want to make sure I'm very clear on, that I'm always looking to, improve. And then that's kind of why I do these ratings and encourage you to disagree almost, because I want to learn something. And I think I've been a little harsh on both him and Cripps, Doherty and Cripps, and it's because of the captaincy and it's because of the standards. But I think Doc's been outstanding for us, and I don't think he has been given enough credit. So I do want to make sure that happens today. Gave him a 9, loved his game, and listen, I just hope he just continues to get better as a leader. And I see him trying to get better as a leader week to week, making those incremental changes. So well done to him, happy for him, and we'll go from there. Next up is Cunners, Casbold, and Fogarty. Cunners, it's just a fucking cruel game, isn't it? It's a cruel game, and on a week where we're told that Brody Kempy's going to play his first game, and Charlie's training again, we lose another one, and I'm never going to use injuries as an excuse, but what I will do is take a moment to just complain about this ratchet run of bad injuries. They're not just like 6 to 8 weekers. We seem to get career crippling injuries to so many of our players, and maybe I'm just being a bit of a sook, but I just think it's whatever. The tide's got to turn at some point. Like, surely we're going to have a run of good luck and good fortune with some of these guys, but looks like he's going to miss a year. He's done his ACL. It's terrible, and I wish him all the best. I thought he was just starting to just scratch the surface of what he was capable of. I thought he looked really fit, is what I thought. So I'm not going to give him a rating. He did it in the first 30 seconds or the first minute of the game. So we'll leave it there. Levi, he played his 150th. I don't want to dampen him, and please understand that I don't like being negative to players. I just don't. I'm just talking about what I'm seeing and just being honest. I'm not enjoying watching him play. I'm just not. I know that we don't have anything else and we need the structure, and I totally take that point. He kicked a goal. It was good. It was good to see. He took a few marks, which was also good to see, but there's not a lot of upside there for me. I'm already thinking about, should we maybe just bite the bullet and go without that second tall that can play in the ruck? Because Melbourne did it. They did it with Gawn, and then they had other guys just chop out here and there. But look, listen, want to congratulate him on playing the 150. I gave him a 4 for his game. Still love him. He's a Carlton man. He's a Carlton family man. He's a rookie listed player that we've turned into a solid player. He's actually made a great career of it. So I do want to be able to separate my critique with my love for him and appreciation for what he's done for the club and his ability to hang in there. So I will do that, and I don't want to just bash Levi, but I just didn't think he got his job done on the day for the 4 quarters, and for that reason I gave him a 4. Fogarty, loved his game. Obviously Cunners goes down, he steps up, gets a 23 touches I think it was. Needed to kick one of the goals, one of the shots on goal that he had. I thought it was very gettable. I gave him a 7 for his game, so we'll leave it there. Betts Mackay, always. Eddie Betts, look, he did all right. He kicked 1 goal 3. Would have loved for it to be 2 goals 2. The goal that he did kick was so exciting. It was vintage Eddie Betts, and that's exactly what he's in the team for. I thought he brought the pressure. I thought he, corralled the Melbourne defenders. I thought, he generated a few shots on goal. He's coming off, 9 straight goals in 2 games. So he's kicked 1 goal 3. Would love, if he's getting 4 shots on goal every week, you take that. He's going to kick more than what he doesn't. He's an experienced head, and he's actually had a pretty good month for us. So I gave him a pass mark for his game. Harry, that was a tough one for him. He had a tough day. He had a hurt shoulder. Stephen May chopping at it. I have no issue with that, by the way. I would hope that our players do the same thing. Harry's ability to just find the minimum standard is really what stands out for me this year. And we can all talk about him kicking the big bags of goals, but his ability when things are not going his way, to find a way to kick goals is what's really impressing me with him. He's improved so much. I'm so proud of him. I'm so happy for him, and I hope that it continues after he signs his contract. I hope this isn't one of those situations that you see in world sport where these players play well, they earn their contract, and then the motivation isn't quite there as much. So I gave him a 7 for his game. Let me know what you think. He's very similar to Betts. Thought he could have capitalised on a few more opportunities, but I thought he did his job. I gave him a 6 for his game, and the reason why was because of the 7 tackles. I thought he brought the heat as it was needed. His ability to make sure that if the ball leaves his area, he definitely gets a body on or a bump on or a tackle on is very impressive. And it's the body work that's really improved with him since he first started playing footy, for the Carlton Football Club. So I want to give him a lot of credit for that. So I found a way to give him a 6 for his game. Next up is Pitto, Walsh and Curnow. We've got, where are we? Pitto, Walsh and Curnow. Pitto, I thought he battled pretty well, to be honest. Max Gawn's a different beast. He's one of the best ruckmen, if not the best in the competition. So, I'm not going to judge Pitto as much as what I did against the second game of last week. There's a bit of context, I think, anyway, that's needed for Pitto's game. So, let's just wait for this sun to absolutely fuck off before I continue. Yeah, so he's battled against Gawn. I thought he did a pretty good job. Gawn did win the hit-outs. I just thought Pitto battled, and I can sort of accept that in this situation. And I didn't think, it was too much of a detriment to the team personally. So I gave him a 6 for his game. Walshy, crazy game, 30 touches, just, keeps on keeping on, works hard, does his thing. Gave him a 9 for his game, loved it. He was almost, for me, the player of the game, but it was an opportunity to give it to someone else, so I gave it to Doc. Ed Curnow, I thought he battled well, a little less centre bounce attendances, but he still found a way to impact, as he always does. The minimum standard, you never have to worry about that with him. He always finds a way to impact games. So I gave him a 7 for his game. Then we've got Murphy, Stocker, Parks, and Setterfield. And then I will do Gibbons as well because he played for the majority. Murphy cops a lot of heat. I mean, I understand we want to move on and rip the Band-Aid off and get the kids in. But if Murphy's giving you 19 touches and a goal, I have no issue with that whatsoever. I don't think I'm being biased in saying that. That's generally what I think you can expect from a half forward. If they can get anywhere close to 20 touches and a goal a game, you're happy with that. In this case, it's 19 and a goal. I gave him a 6 for his game. He laid one really strong tackle. Definitely need more than one. And I understand that, and that's why I haven't crept up to the 7s or the 8s or the 9s for him. So I've given him a 6 for his game. I thought he had definitely done his job, and that was the reason for that. Stocker, I also gave a 6. He gave us 15 touches and a goal. It was such a relief to finally see him playing in the midfield, and I think he's got it. He's got the competitiveness, and I thought it was a game in the midfield where we can say, right, this is what he did, and I think we can build off that. Now, I want to bring something up. And I talked about it in my review about the Unity, and I know I'm a little bit more settled now, but that's actually fucking pissing me off again, and I'm going to fucking lose it again. What is wrong? Why did no one get around? Now, that actually, like, the moment's gone in his career forever now. Like, he's kicked a goal, and no one got around him. They didn't sprint to him, and it's just a sign of a team that's not 100% unified. And don't tell me that they didn't know it was his first goal. Every player knows when every player's first goal has come up. It's just common knowledge. Everyone knows. And is he not in the clique? Has he not been accepted? You know, I've met him. I'm going to put this out here right now. When Murphy retires, Liam Stocker is my new boy. You've all heard it here first. He is absolutely my new boy. Love the way he goes about it. I love him because he's intelligent. He's got layers to him. He's got a mind. He thinks about the world. You know, I think, you know, he's obviously grown up for a big chunk of his childhood in Beijing and Hong Kong, and I just love that about him. I'm very biased towards people that have a brain and you know, think outside the Australian bubble. And that might be, I don't want to speculate. I guess I am. I'm just thinking, why would they not get around him? And I'm thinking, is it because he's a little different and he thinks a little different and he challenges, you know, the norm? And has he not been accepted? You know, is he not one of those beers, boys, bags, banter? Yeah, fucking, you know, Southern Cross tattoo on my back and fuck off, wear full sticker on the back of my ute. You know, footy lad. Is that why? Is that the reason why he hasn't been completely embraced? Because it's just strange to me. I don't really get it. I really don't get it. I think he offers so much. I think he and Walsh can have a great partnership moving forward in the midfield, and I think that's something we should look forward to. And just bemuses me that you know, he hasn't been accepted and they didn't get around him, because I think he has the competitive edge in there that we need, that we can develop, and it looks like something we can work with. So I gave him a 6 for his game. Parksy, I gave him a 4. He's one you persist with, though. You got to persist with him. He has the aggression at the contest. He sometimes, I noticed, just was out positioned. He just didn't read either the flight of the ball or the man, you know, as well as what he could have. But that'll come, and I can be patient with a guy like him and Cottrell and Stocker, because they haven't played, you know, a lot of footy, and you can work with it. But they bring, you know, the base level of competitiveness, which is really what we as fans want. You know, as long as you're having a dip and laying tackles and being strong in the contest, I think for the most part we can, you know, accept it. So I gave him a 4. Setterfield, a lot of people came after him after the game. I didn't think it was as disastrous as what the reaction was personally. I gave him a 6 for his game. There were some contests where, you know, it wasn't great. He didn't do the right thing. But, you know, in the reserves, he's been playing on the ball. He's been playing like the Patrick Cripps role. Then he comes into the AFL and he goes into a wing. And I get it. You've got to find a way to impact, and the good players always find a way to impact. But I just felt like he won enough of the ball, was good enough in certain contests. He definitely has some room to get better in the way he was playing, and for that reason I gave him a 6. Gibbo, he came on straight away. It was his opportunity. I know it must be tough. You know, you prepare as the sub, you're clearly not preparing to play a full game, or you're not in the same mentality as the rest of the boys who are playing the full game, but you've got to be ready, and your chance might come, and it did. And I just didn't think he took it. Kicked a goal, which was good, but I just didn't think he won enough of the ball or played well enough for me to warrant a pass mark. So I gave him a 4 for his game, and, you know, that's just how I saw it. I think I do like sleeping a few days before doing these ratings, especially after a loss or disappointing loss. So I think I might move on with that. But listen, those are the player ratings. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll make any adjustments that you think are warranted. It's all about discussion. It's all about verbalizing your pain, because that's the trick. Verbalize your pain, get it out. We can move on, and we've got a big game this week. We've got Hawthorn. We've got to win. The preview will be out tomorrow, and we'll go from there. So I look forward, as always, to chatting with you about all of these videos in the comments, and we'll go from there. All right? Have a good one, and go the Mighty Blues.